Today, let's learn about this little forgotten Jacksonville bottling company on this episode of Antique Bottle Stories. My favorite bottles to collect are the Art Deco bottles, and this one's one of my favorites. So I went over to Ancestry.com to put in the name of the business since I have no names of the proprietors on the bottle. I found a World War II registration of a Robert Lyles, and he says he's employed at Dixie Bottling Works in Jacksonville, and he says his employer's name is M.E. Hughes. Okay, so let's start there. I search M.E. Hughes in Jacksonville, and a 1940 census pops up with a M.E. Hughes living with a Walter J. Hughes, and they say that they are part owners and managers of a beverage bottling plant. Okay, so M.E. is 60 here, so he had to have been born around 1880. Walter is 4 years younger, so he's probably his brother. Given that information, I did a more detailed search, which revealed that M.E. is Malcolm Edward Hughes. Now, this article written in 1927 says that Malcolm and his brother Walter were born in South Carolina. They decided to come to Jacksonville in 1922 and start a bottling business. This article goes on to say that the bottling company was very important to Jacksonville and that they distributed to a large area. It didn't specify that area though. Was it nationwide, just local? I'm not sure. It says the company had large bottles, a full 10 ounces. Remember, the normal size during this time was 6 to 7 ounces for sodas, so 10 ounces was unusual. There were many flavors, such as orange, lemon, strawberry, pineapple, peach ginger, cream soda, and chocolate. I wonder what a chocolate soda tasted like back then. Actually, I don't think I've ever had a chocolate soda before. Have you? Anyway, the article said that even though they came from South Carolina, they were very enthusiastic about Jacksonville and said that they were very loyal to every interest in the city and always speaking a good word about this part of the world. They were very excited about the city's potential growth. In 1930, the census here shows Malcolm and his wife Nan. I haven't seen any records of them having any children. Here's an ad in the Temple Yearbook dated 1938 to 1939. It says, "Drink Dixie root beer. Try pop cola for the real thrill. Dixie Bottling Works." I found an address of 630 Washington Street in Jacksonville, which might be this building. So our first record we found earlier was the 1940 census. So we know so far that the business started in 1922, and we know it was still going in 1940. Well, the following year, Walter died in 1941 at age 58. We see in the city directory that year that his wife Laura is taking over her husband's duties at the plant. By 1947, a Frank M. Hughes has joined the team. Now, he's about 12 years younger than Malcolm, and I'm not for certain that he's his brother. He might be a cousin or something. It's not made obvious, and I'm not researching that far into it. But anyhow, Frank is now partners. Unfortunately, there is not much in the way of stories to be told for this company. I haven't found any records between 1948 and about 1956. We see in 1956, Malcolm and his wife Nan are in the directory, but the business isn't mentioned anymore. My guess is it's been sold or closed down, but that's where the records end for this company. Malcolm died in 1959 at age 78. Now, there are a few ads in the paper through the 1970s for Dixie Beverages, but there were companies by that name in Tennessee and Virginia, so I think these ads are for those companies. One thing I thought was interesting to mention was that Frank Hughes lived to be about 99 years old. Good for him. I see that he lived in Jacksonville most of those years, so he must have enjoyed the area. He didn't feel the need to go back to South Carolina. So the dates for this company are 1922 to right around 1950, give or take. So this company was in business for roughly 30 years. My bottle says, "Drink Dixie Beverages." It doesn't have a date that I can tell, There is some sort of code here on the base, and that might be their dating system, but I don't know how to crack that code. I'm not sure that deco bottles really made it into the 50s. Not to say it isn't possible, but I think this falls more into the late 20s into the early 40s. It has a unique design that feels nice when you hold it. The fingers fall into the grooves nicely. It says Jacksonville, Florida on the bottom, and it's just a really handsome bottle. And that's all I've got for today, folks. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.